already met me. I am the host for today, and I also lead the program of the Elevate Thrive Academy. We have Dr. Nidhi with us. She is our professional training arm. She is a practicing clinical psychologist with deep Indian context expertise, both in school settings and in private practice. She leads the design of the curriculum you'll see today, and she'll take you through the clinical content and the program itself. Dr. Nidhi, do you want to greet the audience?
Thank you, Ipshita, and thank you everyone to join on this Saturday morning. I'm Dr. Nidhi, as Ipshita has already mentioned what I do at Thrive. So I will be walking you through what we do and what are the courses we are offering at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi. Next, we have Amogha Agarwal. She is the Director of Swiss Certifications, that's MSS Schools Vertical. Amogha is also a practicing counseling psychologist, and she works directly with school principals and wellness leads, building counseling teams from scratch. She'll walk you through the regulatory landscape, the hiring market, and what placement actually looks like in the school counseling setting. Dr. Amogha, do you want to say hi?
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, Ipshita, for that warm welcome. And I'm really excited for this webinar, and I hope we can engage and interact actively throughout. Thank you.
On what is My Safe Spaces? So My Safe Spaces is built on one platform, 4 verticals, all designed for Indian context. First, we have schools, which is our Swiss standard for student wellness and institutional safety, the vertical which Amogha runs. We also have the personal sector, that is the IntelliCare AI, our 24/7 AI wellness companion in 6 Indian languages. For corporate resilience and workplace, we have our CREW program. And for today, the reason we are here is called Elevate. Within Elevate, Thrive Academy delivers professional training, and that is what is today's focus. Now, the next 60 minutes will look something like this. There are 6 brief sections and then live Q&A session. About 5 minutes on each, why this matters and the landscape, 8 minutes on the program pathway, 12 on the curriculum, and then the format and the investment. Dr. Nidhi will lead our content sections, and Amogha will join us on the schools and market style. I'll be back for the next step before Q&A. Dr. Nidhi, over to you.
Thank you, Ipshita. And I'm really glad to see that there are so many psychology students. And apart from them, there are some curious learners also. That's interesting. So I hope this presentation will be of use to all of you. And we'll see if we will try our best to resolve all your questions and queries. If not, then we'll discuss in the last section. So before I start, I just wanted to know from all of you, like, what are the common reasons or common issues basically the students, the teens of our Indian culture face. Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this, and you just need to respond to a poll which you can see on your screen. According to you, what is the most common mental health issue the students in the schools are facing today? The depression includes sadness, withdrawal, mood, anxiety, and stress, academic stress, maybe personal also, and then internet, the social media addiction, smartphone addiction, and in bullying section we include both cyberbullying and the physical bullying. So, okay. So, as per the audience, the most common issue, mental health issue the students are facing is anxiety and academic stress, and then comes internet and smartphone addiction. Great, thank you for your responses, and I understand that there's no right or wrong answer to this, but I would like to show you a very systematic research done by NIMHANS, and we can see that how they have got the results and what is the ranking we can see on the research they have done. Okay, so moving ahead, I'll show you what are the NIMHANS research shows us to all. This is very interesting, and most of you were very close to the ranking. But again, there's no wrong answer to this, because all these factors are present in the mental health scenario when it comes to school. The NIMHANS systematic review done in 2024, a recent one, including 31,000 Indian school students, and the results are a bit surprising. The depression comes on the first. Around 2.6% of the population they have screened, they are suffering from depression. The second the most common issue was anxiety and stress. And yes, the major cause is academic pressure, the exam anxiety or exam panic they suffer. The competitive exams like JEE and NEET are the major contributors for these kind of anxiety and stress. In this smartphone and social media world, of course, this cannot be on the last. So internet and smartphone is on the third. And if we see, there is a range. The pathological internet use is 2.6%. To 21.5%, and 2.6 is on a severe level. So if we see, out of 4, 1 is clinically very important or meaningful. Bullying and cyberbullying comes on the 4th level, and there are students who are suffering from the cyberbullying as well, because again, if they are using smartphone, if they are using games, I've seen many students they get into the gaming zone, and then even the financial obligations comes in, and they are not able to actually tell their parents, and that leads to cyberbullying. Now, suicide risk. This is very, very important. All these first four factors, or the mental health issues, I would say, they are not coming in silos. They are not in isolations. And all these things contribute or may contribute to suicidal risk. So a person who is suffering from depression, there is high possibility, if it is not treated at a proper time and the support is not available, they may lead to suicidal ideations. Same with anxiety and stress. So all these factors do not come in silos. They are not just one individual problem. They are interrelated. So a person who is facing cyberbullying will definitely have some kind of stress and anxiety. A person who is using smartphone or maybe on social media, they may feel FOMO, fear of missing out, and that can lead to depression and may again lead to suicidal risk. So these are all overlapping. They are not coming in one place, so as a school counselor also, it is very important to understand the connection, the overlapping nature of these issues, and to be well trained to handle all of them. I tell you one simple thing with my experiences, that in the school settings, most of the counselors are dealing with academic stress only. But this is not the real case. There are many factors. And when it comes to suicide, it becomes very important that the school counselors are well trained. So when we talk about suicide, I would like to show you some data. And it is very surprising. India is leading in suicide cases. So the Indians between 15 to 29 age group, it is the leading cause of death in India, followed by injuries and accident and cardiological problems. So just imagine how severe the situation might be. And if our counselors, and to that matter, our teachers, if they are not aware about the situation, they are not well equipped with the uh, response system, then it can be a very serious situation. And why I say student, and when it comes to students, why teachers and counselors? Because most of the time, the waking hours students spend with teachers in the school, and sometimes parents are the almost last one to know about all these things. So it is important for teachers, for health counselors, for school counselors to be well equipped. Most of the Indian schools have either no trained counselors. They are sometimes, the psychology teachers are assigned the job of the school counselor. Just studying psychology does not equip you to become a school counselor, and that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to bridge the gap between just psychology education and becoming a trained, qualified counselors. So when a student is in distress and they reaches out to a teacher or maybe anyone in the school, the question isn't whether someone notices it or not. The question is whether these people are prepared to respond. I'll tell you a very small incident, a real incident of a school. A schoolboy of 8th standard, 13 years of age, when they were in the last class, they were shifting due to some classes, different classes. They went to a different section, and randomly they checked the drawer where the boy was sitting, and he checked a notebook. The notebook said, it was written in the notebook, it was of a girl, and the notebook, what he read was, this life is so difficult, nobody understands me, I just don't want to live in this world, how can I kill myself? The word kill myself was there. I just don't want to live. And after reading these words, luckily the boy was empathetic enough and understanding enough. He because it was the last period, he could not do much. So in the bus, luckily there was a school council member, the student council member. He informed the school council member, the student council, to inform the teacher. The council member informed the teacher. The teacher said, why did you touch others' notebook? And I don't blame the teacher right in this case. But there is a common myth about suicide that if we talk about it, we will give idea to other people. And that was the reason the teacher was panicking. She did not know how to handle it. And the teacher also said, why did you write all these things in your notebook and kept it in the school to the girl? Now these responses are not because they are insensitive towards the students, it is because they are not well prepared. They don't know how to respond. And sometimes the school counselors also. And that is a lack in the education system, not with the person particularly. So for that reason, we thought that we need to come up and build a course which can bridge the gap between the theoretical knowledge and the practical skills when you go in the school ground, what needs to be done. And this is the gap Elevate was built to close. Yes. And before we start and before we discuss what we do, how we do, I want to be honest with you. When it comes to certified school counseling, licensing, there is lot of fake things happening around, and it is very important for us to clearly mention that we are not providing any license. We are not saying that after doing this course you will be licensed to practice on independently. Okay, There are regulatory bodies, as a psychology student and counselors you must be knowing, RCI for clinical psychology, and the newer one, the National Commission for Allied Health Professionals Act. These are the regulatory bodies for other counselors, including school counselors. So the courses, these regulatory bodies allow only the universities to provide courses where they can get license. So we are not giving any license or licensed courses, okay, and we are very honest about it. But what we are giving you, that is also very important. Our course is a CPD accredited professional training course. CPD stands for Continuous Professional Development. So after doing this course, you will have a professional development training, okay. As per the CBSE's mandate, recent circular, to become a school counselor, you need 50 hours of CPD course, and we are providing 60 hours. So that's a mandate we are following, and there are other regulatory bodies like Supreme Court and NEP also. So our course is aligned to those in Indian context, and the accreditation we are giving is from UK. So this course is a blend of Indian context as well as the skill set which is globally accepted and usable. So after doing this course, you will have the skill set which is globally accepted and which is working well and which is evidence based, and again in the Indian context. So this is what we are going to provide you, and with a certification and all those. But before that, I would request Amogha to take us through the information whether after the CBSE mandate and the Supreme Court's mandate, what are the career options or what are the career opportunities we have. After doing this course, you should be knowing that what awaits for you. So I invite Amogha to give us some or walk us through the opportunities the students can get after doing this course. Over to you, Amogha.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nidhi. Firstly, thank you so much for throwing light on the growing crisis around students. I, as a director of SWIS, we are directly working with schools and we are getting to see what is the safety standard and the well-being standard and what is the situation in today's time. And it is really alarming. So through a certification, we are trying to build safer institutions, but I think student well-being is a shared responsibility and it cannot happen without school counselors. In today's time, we are recognizing the importance of school counselors than ever before because the times are changing, the challenges are changing, the requirements are also changing. So school counseling is now a regulated profession. Now this change and the growing need of school counselor is not only recognized by us but also globally. And we have some of the frameworks in front of us who have highly significantly emphasized on the importance of school counselors in today's institutions. Number one is CBSE, according to the affiliation bylaws circulated in January 2026. CBSE has mandated having school counselors. Now every school must appoint a counseling and wellness teacher and a career counselor. So there should be at least two kinds of school counselor in every CBSE institution. One who focuses on counseling and wellness and another one who focuses on career counseling. The mandate student counselor ratio that CBSE wants the institution to aim for is 1 to 500 for class 9 to 12, because that is one of the most sensitive age group that is also at risk of suicidal ideation and mental health distress. And it says that 50 hours of CBSE recognized training is required for both the roles. Secondly, we have Supreme Court verdict, where under the case Sukhdev Saha versus State of Andhra Pradesh and ORS, mental health has been recognized as the integral part of Article 21, which focuses on right of life and safety of the Constitution, under which it focuses on 15 binding guidelines for all the educational institutions, public and private. And lastly, focuses on the compulsory appointment of trained counselors and dedicated mental health units at every institution. Lastly, we have NEP to 2020 vision, which says that counselors, which again focuses on the importance of having school counselors at institutions. It calls for deployment of well-trained social workers, counselors, and community involvements at institutions. The counselors hired at the school complex level, serving student, parents, and teachers, because it also recognizes the versatile role of school counselor, where a school counselor's presence is not just required to address students, but also to connect all the dots between the student, the teacher, and the parent, and their individual needs and requirements. And mental health has been placed as the center of equitable foundational schooling. So through these few mandates, we can clearly see the growing and the increasing demand of school counseling. As per the data, more than 27,000 CBSE affiliated schools are required to comply and have school counselors, two of them, as I mentioned before. And the ratio should be 1:500, with one school counselor for 500 students between the grade of 9 to 12. And this is also very important because of the growing crisis, where the suicide rates are highly increasing, as it was thrown light on by Dr. Nidhi, where according to NCRB data 2023, there has been around 13,892 suicide rates, and we also know a lot of them go unreported. Moving on from this slide, let's talk about how we are in a phase of a hiring wave. It's a national hiring wave because, number one, as I mentioned before, there are more than 27,000 schools who are now complied to have school counselors under CBSE. We did some research, and according to our research, school counselor vacancies are there live across portals like Naukri, Glassdoor, Jobble, and LinkedIn, with 778 in Delhi alone and 220 plus in Bangalore. So there are more than 1,500 active listing as we did a research in the last 2 weeks. Then we have 2-year compliance window. So CBSE schools have opened this window till 2028 to fully meet the requirements of 1:500 ratio mandate, driving urgent requirement for the recruitments of school counselors. So the CBSE schools will be actively recruiting school counselors from now on till 2028 actively to make sure that that ratio is being achieved. Third, the salary. The salary of school counselors, as you enter the school counselor, it can lie somewhere between 3 to 5 LPA. But for experienced practitioners and senior wellness leaders, it can go beyond 7 LPA in metro cities, depending on your years of experience and your expertise. There are 2 roles per school when it comes to school counselor. I think I've mentioned this before, that CBSE's 2026 mandate creates 2 distinct positions for school counselors. One who focuses on career counseling and helps students navigate their career path and apply for foreign universities and all those procedures. And second one is socio-emotional wellness counselor, who focuses on counseling and the well-being of the student and the institution. Then we have hiring across school types. The hiring is not just limited to CBSE. We also have it in ICSE, IB, state boards, and international networks. Step by step, DPS, AKIA, Valcure, Akansha, Wellington, DAV, all are actively hiring. School counselors are the new hiring wave that we have in the field of psychology. Lastly, it's just beyond CBSE. As I mentioned before, Supreme Court ruling extends mental health mandates to all the educational institutions, and that's why the requirement of school counselor will go beyond CBSE. And if the institutions are also following the verdicts and the NEP vision, I think in the coming years, we will see every institution having at least one or more school counselor actively working there. So with that, this is where we are at in the context of where our society is. and how school counselor role is evolving in our society actively. With that, we want to understand how do you view this role? And for that, I would like to invite Ipshita to launch a poll for all of you.
So, as I think we all could understand that the demand is very real. Now, if you were stepping into such a role, what do you think will help you the most? You can answer via the poll that has been launched. And peers is something that would actually help you most in the practice, which is followed by practice management, AI tool, and case-based management. Definitely. And each of these 4 maps are directly linked to one of our Elevate modules. Now I would again invite Dr. Nidhi, and she'll walk you through with what we have.
Thank you, Ipshita. So yes, I understand that it's very, very important, the supervision, because theory can be read from anywhere, but you need. So in our Indian context, we say guru is important. Without guru, we can acquire knowledge, but it is not that valuable. So supervision is definitely important to all of us. And in this program, Elevate program in the school counseling, what we are doing is, it's basically a 6-week program. Every week you have one module, so it counts to 60 hours. It is a self-paced program plus a weekly live session. So what you all want, the supervision that will be given on weekly basis. Once you complete your one module, at the end of the week, we will have a one live session with our experts, ranging from school counselor to clinical psychologists to academicians of vast experiences. So all those will be taking your live classes, clearing your doubts, discussing with you the case studies, the practical skill sets you need, and of course some role plays, some demos also. So you will get in that weekend class, you'll get a lot of interactive session, and of course if you have any doubts, if you want to discuss with your supervisor, definitely that option will be available to you. What we are targeting at this moment is the school counselors and psychology students, definitely, but beyond that, even it can be applicable to anyone who is dealing with students or children between who are in the school range. Even for that matter, the teachers, if there are teachers who want to understand more, those who are empathetic, compassionate and willing to support the mental health of their students, this course is very, very important for them also. There will be an assessment, because we want to ensure that whatever you people are getting the information and learning, it is it is there with you. And again, it is our responsibility. If we are giving a certification, we should ensure that the students, the participants are, they have understood the program well, and they are, after moving out of this course, they are well equipped with the skill set we want to give to them. And at the end, definitely you will get a certificate of professional development with 60 hours of coursework. I would also like to share the modules. We have 6 modules, 6 weeks and 60 CPDRs. The first module talks about the foundation of school counseling. In this module, we talk about the role clarity, what you are supposed to do, what you cannot do, the ethical considerations, because when you're dealing with school and children, there are some mandatory laws which you need to follow. For example, child and adolescent development. As a psychology student, you must have studied this, but we will be specifically talking about in the context of school counseling. So when you might have seen CBT or any other treatment modalities, but when it comes to adult and student, the therapy itself changes, the way you treat them changes, your interaction, your communication, everything is very different. So if you don't understand your client well, you will not be able to use your therapies even if you are trained in them. So for that reason, the child and adolescent development section is very important, so that your base, your ground is very well strong enough to handle the situations. Again, when it comes to the mental health issues, I've seen with my experiences, I take my interns to the schools, and I feel little sad about seeing that reality that an ADHD child is considered as a naughty child, disturbing the other school classmates, and sometimes they are tagged as behavioral issues. A child who has learning disability is just sent to a special educator without considering that the learning disability comes with lot of stress, depression, and sometimes suicidal risk also. And again, the behavioral concerns, these are not treated well in the school settings because they are not well equipped to handle these situations. Many times I have seen in schools that the counselor is working in isolation, the teachers are working in isolation, and even the special educator. So with this program, you will be able to handle all the situations in a holistic manner, not just in silos. It is not only just the school issues, the academics. When we see counselors, I have seen registers of counselors where 90% of the cases are of academic problems, focus area, ADHD, behavioral issues, all those things. What about the home environment? Are the school counselors ready for that? In most of the cases, it is not just school environment, or it is not just academic pressure. It is also the home environment, the adverse childhood experiences. All these things are very, very important. The trauma handling. School counselors are unfortunately not so well equipped or trained in handling the trauma situation. The case I shared a few minutes back, the teacher was not ready to even speak the word suicide, thinking that it will spread like a fire and it will be a problem to handle. So trauma-informed school counseling is very, very important and much needed part of the situation, and we are offering with our trained clinical psychologists will be at the end will be teaching you with the skill set. Next comes the group counseling and psychoeducation. As Amoga repeatedly told us that the CBSE mandate says 1:500 between 9 to 12. What about the first to 8 standards? So definitely you cannot handle one-on-one sessions alone. You have to have skills with group counseling and psychoeducations, because most of the cases, the minor cases can be addressed by psychoeducation itself. And if you take sessions, psychoeducations, some kind of group activities, that is going to help the students who actually don't need a therapy per se, but yes, they need some kind of support. So all these skill sets will be taught in the module 5, and then coming to the last and very important section, that is systematic collaboration. Again, counselors and mental health professionals cannot work in silos. They have to have a good communication and rapport and collaboration with parents, teachers, and community. So you need to build that ecosystem. Usually what happens is, once the child is referred to a counselor, everyone thinks that their work is done, and the counselors have a magic stick. They will use it and then the child will be all okay, which does not work in that way. So the parental counseling is needed. Sometimes the teachers counseling is also needed. The support, without their support, your therapy cannot work very well. So all these things you have to do, and you should know how to do it. So all these things we are going to teach in the module 6, which is the final module. And this is a e-learning content with live weekend sessions. So definitely it's not just that a self-paced thing. You will get the teachers to teach you, to discuss the cases, live cases, real cases, not just the the theoretical cases, because we all are practicing also. So I'll give you a quick glance about what happens in the module. For example, I have just taken the first module for Foundation of School Counseling. So once you start the module, you will see very clear-cut learning objectives, time, format, and the assessment which are going to come. Second comes the multidisciplinary school teams. For example, who are the school counselors, the psychologists, different roles, and how to connect with them, all those things, the real ethical case studies. So now these cases are not just imaginative. With our experience with schools, we have curated these cases, which not only when you give a response, it's not just discussing. You will get the right response in case if you are going haywire. What are the things which you can add on with your assessments, with your treatment. So all those guidance will be given in the module itself, and definitely there will be an interactive role mapping. So you can see what are the situation and who are the right people to be connected at that moment. And again, at the end, there will be assessments. Now these assessments are not just for the sake of getting the marks or just to know what you have learned. Even the assessment process is self-learning module. In the way, once you submit your response, you will get the correct answers. So once you know that what went wrong, there is always a chance to learn better. So our assessments are also a part of learning itself. And this process goes same with all the 6 modules: the foundation, development, mental health issues, trauma, informed care, group work, and systematic collaborations. So the pattern will remain same, and at the end you will get an assessment done to get the certification. So moving ahead, I'll just show you the process and all. But before that, I want to know from all of you which module you liked the most, and maybe we can use this to set up live sessions priority for the cohort. So I request to launch that poll, and let's see which module attracts the attention of all of you. Great. Trauma informed counseling is the most favored one. Oh, nobody liked the foundation one. That's interesting. Then comes the group and psycho education. Okay, fair enough. But yes, I know the foundation course sounds like a very theoretical course, but I can assure you that in fact in that course also you will get a lot of learning, and foundation is always important. But never mind, you will definitely enjoy the course. I'm pretty sure about it. Okay, so moving ahead, this is the certificate you will be getting. Definitely, the CPD certification is mentioned on the certificate itself. Your name and everything, the course name, everything will come. Again, I would like to ensure and to say this, that we are not giving any license to practice. It's not. This certificate does not give you the right to practice independently, but yes, to fulfill the requirement of CBSE mandates, yes, this can work. And this is a professional development course, which is a skill-based course. And what you get apart from the certificate is recognition from the MySafe School vertical, which Amogha will be talking more about it. The 60 portable CPD hours and other courses, and definitely eligibility for further elevated specialized pathways. So we have different courses, not just school counseling. We have right now we have 6 courses. The next upcoming course is on family counseling. So definitely you will be eligible for those courses as well. So this is what you get on the paper. But yes, there is a lot more you will be getting, which is not on the paper. But yes, definitely very, very fruitful. So I request Amoga again to walk us through what the students are going to get after they complete, along with the certificate. Over to you, Amoga.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nidhi. I think Dr. Nidhi has very well explained how this course looks like, and to me, it looks extremely exciting. But yes, as Dr. Nidhi also said, that is what it is on paper. But this is a certification, but it is beyond the certificate. It's probably, we have to say, it's like a journey that you'll have with Elevate. Because it is going to also be about connections, exposure, different kind of practical knowledge that you will gain, real interactions. So I'll tell you some of the elements that will be a part of this certificate. Number one, as I had mentioned before, we I run Swiss. A little bit about Swiss. Swiss is basically a third-party certification that is happening at institutions where we are helping institutions transform to a more psychological and emotionally safe environment, under which we have active collaborations with schools and institutions. So, through that, we can also have 1 to 3 month long internship for people who take up this course. And we'll have placement opportunities within a Swiss program network and Swiss affiliated schools, which will include supervised practice with real students and real cases. So there is an opportunity that you might get an internship at the schools where we are already implementing Swiss, and you can get the real life exposure of how it is to be a school counselor. You can get some real life cases, and get to learn a lot from the institution and the existing school counselor there as well, while you also get active supervision from our side. Secondly, we have a counselors portal, which is an inclusion in the Elevate School Counselors portal. The curated directory school turns to first when hiring qualified and trained professionals. So at any point, if somebody is looking for a school counselor or any sort of counseling related facility, then you can be featured on a council portal where you can be hired, where people come for hiring qualified and trained professionals. Then we have active promotion. We promote Elevate certified counselors directly to schools across India through partner networks, school visits, and institutional channels. As I mentioned before, Swiss is actively working with schools and colleges. So our school network is growing with time, and we are looking forward to growing it to great heights. And through that, we have great connections and networks within this community. And so there is an opportunity for active promotion where we can partner with schools and we can have school visits and we can promote your hiring there as well. Then we have direct school referrals. Again, schools in a Swiss network can reach out to us for vetted candidates. Your certifications puts you on the shortlist by default. So if any school under Swiss reaches out to us on if they want to hire a school counselor or they want external support from a school counselor, then you will be in a shortlist and your name will be referred as top priority. Then continuing supervision. So the supervision doesn't end at the certification. There will be post-certification clinical supervision and peer support, and we'll stay connected with you through your journey because initially it can feel intimidating. So we'll also have a peer support and we will be there to help you as you begin your journey as a school counselor. Lastly, career growth pathway. The eligibility for advanced Elevate specialized tracks, trauma-informed care, group work, and leadership and school mental health. It's a very versatile certification that prepares you for all these domains. Moving forward, let's understand who all can join this cohort. So as we already we saw it in the beginning, we have a very diverse kind of audience, which is great because this is a certification that goes beyond just psychology students. Number one, yes, of course, the psychology graduates. This course is definitely for students who are studying psychology and who wants to build their career in this field. So, students who are preparing for their first counseling role and want to be grounded in practical training, then this course is definitely for you. Secondly, if you're a practicing school counselor, if you're someone who's already a school counselor but you want to upskill, then seeking formal CPD credentials and updated evidence based framework will really help you enhance your work and help you upskill. Then teachers stepping into support. So a lot of times, sometimes teachers wants to move into the counseling role adjacent to their current role. A lot of schools have that option as well. So if you're a teacher who's exploring this kind of opportunity where you want to again upskill and have the knowledge of a counseling psychologist as well, um, then this is a training course that can really help you in your journey. Then we have school psychologists. So if you are a psychologist, who wants to expand your competency base with India contextualized model, then this again certification course can be for you. It is also for professionals who come from an NGO background, who are working in educational settings and needing rigorous transferable frameworks. Lastly, education administrators who are overseeing student welfare and wanting deeper insight into the work. So anyone who is working with students or who plans on working with students and in the academic setup, this certification can definitely help you upskill. So moving on, we'll understand now that how this cohort will run. For that, I will invite Ipshita to help you understand what will be the process of this cohort. Over to you, Ipshita.
Thank you, Amova. So the process is very simple. It's just 5 steps. You register, the cohort kicks off with a live welcome on the start date. Then you learn 6 weeks of self-paced content via the MySafe Spaces LMS, accessible 24/7, and it is also anchored by one live cohort session every week. And it is also recorded if you can't attend live. We also have the comprehensive online assessment, which ensures your CPD certificate, and that's the journey, I believe. Now, how can you register? It's very easy. You will receive the link shortly in the chat box, and it's just 3 steps. So today you can register on the program page, which will take you about 5 minutes. The link will be here shortly, and we'll definitely get in touch with you via the mail. And after that, you'll receive your onboarding pack, welcome email, LMS access, and some other internal coordination. And then the cohort begins, the live kickoff sessions. The module 1 unlocks your professional training journey. Here is where actually it begins. So you can register today, and you can also secure your seat at the early bird investment level. The cohort sizes are deliberately small because we don't want to run cohorts of 200, because then we believe the live sessions would not have much impact. So when seats are full, they are actually full. They're actually full by people who actually want to do this course. Now, I think this brings us to the part I'm most looking forward to. Both Dr. Nidhi and Amova will be answering your questions live. And if you have any other queries regarding the program, the career pathways, or whatever we have discussed today, the floor is open. Any questions and all sorts of questions are welcome, and our team will be happy to answer. Now the floor is yours, everyone. You can unmute, you can type from the chat box, choose any way which you would want, and we'll wait for 5 minutes.
Ma'am, my first question is this certificate relevant for the KVS counseling jobs? Means the duration is not that much long कि सर्टिफिकेशन वो उन पे मतलब वो करेंगे कि हाँ ठीक है, this 1 month certification is enough for getting the counselor job in KVS.
KVS?
Yes, ma'am. In KVS, there is always a counselor, contractual based counselor job, right? I am asking for that.
Yes. So, Divya, the fact is there is no particular specialized course or program on school counseling. So we have BA, BSc in psychology, we have masters in psychology. But if you talk about a particular program or course in psychology? I don't know if we have anything.
Ma'am, there is a course from Zamia Millia. It's a 1 year PG diploma course. 2 years, 1 year PG diploma course in guidance counseling. That is providing the PG diploma, and this is only a certification course. So, is this equally relevant for getting a job for in the field of counseling?
Yes. So I was about to say that only, that there are courses on PG diploma in counseling, psychology, counseling and therapy, but not specifically school counseling, right? So when we talk about the PG diploma courses, yes, they are 1 year courses, and they are done usually after the post graduation. So it is not a PG diploma or a diploma course, it is a certification course. Certification course is always shorter than a PG diploma. PG diploma is always shorter than a regular master's course, and likewise. So a certification course is designed to be a short course where we focus not on the theoretical, because theory already you have studied in your undergraduate, graduation and post graduations. So what we are focusing here is the skill set. So when you take a PG diploma and you just study and give the exam, so it's all about theory. So what are the case discussions, what are the role plays, and what are the assessment criteria. So in this course, what we are focusing is to make you job ready. Okay, the basic information or the basic knowledge you have already gained in your masters and maybe in your graduation. It is just to make you job ready. So yes, if you do this course, you will be learning the skill set which are specifically required in the school setting as a school counselor. Again, when you coming to your question, specific question, that a specific school will accept it or not, all the schools have their norms for the selection criteria, the qualification, basic qualification and experience. And if the school is governed by CBSE, so definitely they will accept, because they have already, the CBSE mandate has already mentioned that there should be it is a mandate that there should be a 50 hours of CPD course, right? So the CPD course 50 hours, we are giving it at 60 hours. So we are 10 hours ahead of that specific mandate. So if the CBSE is saying that 60 hours CPD course is enough for the qualification, definitely our course is in line with that qualification criteria. But yes, there may have some extra qualification criteria which I am not aware about this particular school. So they may vary also. I can't say that yes, definitely you will be accepted. That the criteria, if they add on some extra criteria, that is we can't say. But yes, as per the CBSE mandate, our course is in line with that curriculum.
Okay, ma'am.
I hope this answers your question.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Dr. Nidhi, I'll take up Raksha's question.
Yes.
She's asked about if there's any investment or fee. So we have kept fee details on the program page, so we can offer cohort specific pricing, early bird, group and scholarship links as well. The link is in the chat already. Now, if you'd like me to walk you through pricing options, we can do that privately. You will receive a follow-up email shortly once this webinar is done, maybe today or tomorrow. And you can reply to that mail, maybe asking for a discovery call or anything, and someone from our team will definitely get in touch.
And if you have any challenge with the fees, please reach out to us. We will try to figure it out, how we can support. Next question.
Another question. Master's in counseling psychology, getting into second year soon, and I want to move into school counseling in future. Will these 60 hour CPD professional certification help without PG diploma, or PG diploma is mandatorily asked by schools for into schools? I think Dr. Nidhi, you will be best to answer this.
Can you repeat the question? I can't see it right now. Is this, ma'am,
Yes.
I'm doing my master's in counseling psychology?
Yes.
Okay, second year soon, and I want to move into school counseling in future. Will these 60-hour CPD professional certification help without PG diploma or PG diploma in mandatory asked by school for into school? Okay, so as per the present circular of CBSE, they have mentioned the qualification as masters in psychology with CPD 50 hours CPD. So as per the CBSE circular, it is enough. But for IB and for other boards, there might be a different eligibility criteria. So you need to again, it may vary. The school have, this is a mandatory thing. The school may have an additional eligibility criteria. So if a particular is asking for a PG diploma, definitely it may vary. So every school have the right. The basic mandatory qualification are informed by the regulatory body, whether it is IB board, CBSE board, or any other board. And beyond that, the schools have the liberty to add on to any specific criteria. They may put it into a desirable conditions and not a mandatory condition. But yes, it can vary from school to school. So there's one question: number of students per batch you are admitting. So we will be specifically keeping it very small batch, 12 to 15 only, because the live sessions needs to be very interactive, and we can't manage more than that on an online platform. So that's what we are thinking. And in case if we have multiple registrations, more than 15, we will create 2 different batches, but we will not put them all in one batch.
Yes, there is one question which says where would we get internships in?
So Amogha, would you like to answer this question?
So as we had mentioned before, we are collaborating with a lot of schools under Swiss certification. So there are opportunities in these institutions itself where you can be placed as an intern, as a school counselor intern there for 1 to 3 months, and you can get the first-hand exposure of how is it to work in a school environment and get some practical cases and also deal with students there. So that will happen under supervision. So of course, that will definitely be kept in mind from our side.
Thank you, Amogha. There's one more question, which is if someone does their master's in child counseling from a foreign university, can they come back to India and pursue a school counselor job, or is there any other barrier?
Well, if the course is recognized, I don't see any barrier per se. The course and the university needs to be recognized, and that's the only criteria that usually the hiring committee sees it. So you should have a proper valid certification program, your mark sheets, everything is there. So definitely, I don't see any problem as per my understanding.
And I think we have one last question, and I think we can wrap up. We have 2 more. Okay. There's query that does doing PG diploma also add 50 hours CPD?
No, the PG diploma is a different course. It has much more hours. Usually the PG diploma is minimum of 1 year. And it may extend to 2 years also. So definitely it will have more hours. And again, CPD, they may or may not be a CPD course. So CPD course is continuous professional development. So a diploma may not be a CPD course. So these are 2 different things. And definitely the hours of teaching will be more in diploma, but it may not be a CPD course.
I hope that answers. Yeah. And we have another question that says that I'm doing masters in psychology. So CPD will be enough for the job, or do I have to do any other course? She's also done a 1-year certificate course on guidance and counseling as well.
So when we talk about the CPD certification courses, it is a mandate in CBSE as of now. And most of the schools run the dual or multi board system. So in the same school they have IB board also, CBSE board also. So in that way, yes, it is applicable. But in other boards, if there is some other criteria, so they may have, again, as I mentioned earlier also, schools have the right to add on to the eligibility criteria, right? So that's you need to check the eligibility criteria. But yes, the basic mandate as per CBSE is 50 hours CPD. And yes, Parth, if you have already done your master's and certificate course in guidance and counseling, and if you do this course, definitely you will be a better eligible candidates than those who have not done this course, because you are also fulfilling the CBSE mandate criteria.
I hope we have been able to answer all your questions. Since we have already exceeded beyond time, we would not want to take much of your weekend anymore. If you have any questions, please do reach out. I have shared a couple of email IDs on the chat. You will also see this email ID on your slide. Thank you everyone for being such a lovely audience. Thank you, Dr. Nidhi and Amogha, for the wonderful insights and giving us such a beautiful overview of how important this entire course and this entire space is right now and how it is the need of the hour. Yeah. And I think with that, we will wrap up. How you can reach out is we will be sending we'll be sending you this recording on your mail, and you can also reply to that, and I think one of our team members will reach out to you. Any